We here at the Sports History Network proudly partner with 26 podcasts, all revolving around the history of sports. But did you know that many of our hosts were sports history authors way before they started their shows? It's true. We've got Joe Ziemba, host of When Football Was Football, Joe Zagurski, host of Pro Football in the 1970s, Mark Morthier, host of Yesterday's Sports, Tommy Phillips, host of Lombardi Memories, and Scott Adamson, co-host of From the 55-Yard Line. All these authors have many books for you to choose from. To check them out, go to our website at sportshistorynetwork.com/sportshistorybooks. Pick up your copy today. Soundtrack provided by Kevin MacLeod of filmmusic.io.
For this date in history of July 10th, we've seen some truly great events in sports. A pitcher that mowed down one of perhaps the greatest lineups of hitters in the MLB has ever put together, and a hitter's dream in the home run record world is all coming up in your sports break in just a moment. Now it's time to take a sports break, a look at sports history on a daily basis. Hello, my friends in sports history. This is Darren Hayes of the Sports Jersey Dispatch. Welcome once again to the Pig Pen, your place for all things great in sports history. And we're going to talk about some great sporting events in this little break from our daily grind and just have you remember some of these great events that happen in sports history with some great athletes. And we're going to help refresh your memory by calling out their jersey number if they wore one. And I think all of ours today do. Our jersey numbers we're talking about are 11, 3, 4, and number 7. July 10, 1938, after producing 11 straight hits, Cleveland Indians outfielder Tris Speaker and his torrid pace was halted by Tom Zachary of Washington. Speaker, also known as the Gray Eagle, produced this record, which would not be broken until 1938 when Red Sox third baseman Pinky Higgins hit safely in 12 at-bats in a row. 11 in a row, that is pretty strong in the MLB. July 10th, 1929. There is an interesting development to remember in a game between the Pirates and the Phillies. There were a total of 9 home runs in the contest, 1 in each inning. Pittsburgh's George Grantham had 2 circuit smashers as the Phillies produced 4 base-cleaning hits themselves. The Pirates got the better of the Phils on the scoreboard by a winning of a score of 15-9. July 10th, 1934, and talk about taking on the big boys single-handedly. Well, National League's New York Giants pitcher, number 11, Carl Hubbell, struck out Babe Ruth, number 3 of the Yankees, Lou Gehrig, number 4 of the Yankees, Jimmy Fox, number 3 of the Philadelphia Athletics, Al Simmons, number 7 of the White Sox, and Joe Cronin, number 4 of the Senators, for an MLB All-Star record for consecutive strikeouts. Now, how would you like to get that? With having those batters, having that many in a row for a record, but having those batters, some of the greatest hitters of all time in Ruth, Gehrig, Fox, Simmons, and Cronin, and striking all out at an all-star game when the exposition of the greatest players in baseball at the time are on display. Now, Hubbell can only do his part as the American League, and their firepower still overcame the great pitching of Hubbell and won the game 9-7. Now, July 10th, 1936, Philadelphia Phillies slugger Chuck Klein, wearing number 4 on his uniform, became the 4th player in the MLB to have hit 4 home runs in a single game. The others that did it before Klein were Bobby Lowe, who was the first to hit 4 home runs in a single game, doing so on May 30th, 1894 for the Boston Beaneaters, Ed Delahanty of the Philadelphia Phillies, who became the 2nd player on July 13th, 1896, Lou Gehrig for the Yankees June 3rd, 1932 against the Philadelphia Athletics. And there have been 14 additional occurrences since Mr. Chuck Klein has done this in 1936, including the 2 most recent games in 2017. In 2017, Scooter Gennett, June 6, 2017, as he and the Cincinnati Reds pounded the St. Louis Cardinals 13-1. And that same year, J.D. Martinez had his day on September 4th, 2017, with the Arizona Diamondbacks as his team, and he slugged his way through the Los Angeles Dodgers pitching staff on that day. Some great history, some great hitting, some great pitching in the world of baseball, and it all happened on July the 10th. For more great events on the history of sports, you can go to the sportshistorynetwork.com, jerseydispatch.com, or for football only, go to pigskindispatch.com. And we have some great events there to talk about, some great people, and some great history to share in sports history. So until tomorrow, everybody, have a great sports history day. Sorry, but my pitching coach just called timeout and he's coming out to the mound. I think I'm going to get yanked for a reliever. We'll see you back tomorrow for some more great sports history on Sports Jersey Dispatch Podcast. We invite you to check out our websites, jerseydispatch.com and pigskindispatch.com. Not only see the daily sports history, but to experience the preservation of great events and people that play the games. Find us on Pigskin Dispatch. It's also on social media outlets on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and don't forget the Pigskin Dispatch YouTube channel to get all your daily sports history. Pigskin Dispatch is happy to be associated with the Sports History Network, the sports headquarters of yesteryear, found at sportshistorynetwork.com.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com.
It was just another ordinary day in the offices of the Pittsburgh Guardian newspaper circa 1924. But for Marla Delft, assistant editor, everything was about to change. For she was about to discover the awesome attractiveness of Row 1 brand retro sports paraphernalia items thanks to Orville Mulligan, sports writer.
And there it is.
Wow, Orville, that's really the bee's knees.
Isn't it just? A poster-sized replica of the actual 1909 World Series program cover.
I can see that. But where did you get it? And where'd you get it framed?
I ordered it from the Row 1 website, where over 6,000 items of sports memorabilia from the 1880s to the 1990s are available for reproduction, in multiple sizes and in several different materials, with over a dozen styles of frame to choose from for prints like this.
Well, I'm sure Mr. Delft would love to put up more of these in the office. But I'm equally as sure they're beyond this newspaper's budget.
Not at all, my dear Marla. See for yourself. Go to sportshistorynetwork.com/row1.
sportshistorynetwork.com/row1. Oh my, these are good prices. Oh, and look at this stuff. Oklahoma-Nebraska football, college basketball art, Michael Jordan items.
And so
retro
it was that
sports
Marla Delft
advertisement
discovered the
flowers.
splendiferous magic of Row 1 sports memorabilia, arts, and prints. You can too by visiting sportshistorynetwork.com/row1. That's ROW1 today for access to the full Row 1 catalog of gallery prints and gifts like t-shirts, long-sleeve shirts, telephone cases, coffee mugs, blankets, pillows, towels, and even shower curtains. Act today for 15% discount off all prints with coupon code SHN15 and 20% off all other items with coupon code SHN20 at checkout. And keep your dial locked to the Sports History Network for the exciting chronicles of the 1920 sports world in Orville Mulligan, sports writer. Coming soon.